Hello. Hello.
Happy Sunday, everyone.
Happy Sunday, everyone. Here we are once again in Victoria's office, which I want to point out. So we said we were going to do, try to take you guys on a tour today. We are not going to do that. And here's why. We are almost done with all of our decorating and stuff. There's still a few more things that we need to do. So we're actually going to do like a pre-recorded video, maybe like later this week or next week.
This week,
so that we can like actually take you like outside and show you everything once we have everything up. We're still short a few curtains. It's like, why not finish the video before we actually like show you guys around? But you can see that Vicki's office is a little more decorated now.
Yeah, I think you can see if you tilt the camera up a little bit, you can see some of the boss stuff up there.
Signs they're yelling at us, telling us what to do, all that stuff. But it's funny because we're in this loft and there's windows everywhere. So we have these right in front of us, all these windows. So great like natural light coming in, which is perfect for being on camera. And I was just commenting to Vicki how great the lighting is. She's like, I know, I turned all the lights on. And I'm like, what lights? So that lamp back there has contributed a lot to the great lighting of our faces from behind us. And then there's one
so rude.
There's one little, but you're like, I know, I turned all the lights on.
Jerk.
No, this is great. This actually is really good for filming. And then my office, I just earlier today, I've been working on decorating my office. It's kind of the last room that needs to be done other than curtains. And I put curtains up in my office. So now it is legit. Dana, you're going to appreciate this. It is so dark in there when I want it to be. It's awesome.
She lives in she lives in a cave now. She's very happy.
I love it.
So yeah, we'll do a full tour so you guys can actually see all the rooms and stuff like that. I think if we tried to do it while we were doing the show, it won't translate.
It'd be a little bit harder.
So,
but yeah, hello, welcome everybody. And speaking of Dana, I was just making Vicki watch the Crazy Horses video. The Osmonds, we went last night, date night. You and I, we took Mike and Courtney to see
Mikey Sacks of Money.
Yeah, as we call him. Mikey Bags of Money, but we like to call him Mikey Sacks of Money. We went and saw Donny Osmond perform, and it was awesome. He puts on a fantastic show.
There's something to be said for somebody who's been performing for 60 some odd years. Like he's ridiculously talented.
Well, he's 64. He started when he was 4 years old.
So, so 60 years of performing. 65 albums he's put out. First of all, I'm just at that age, and Katy is as well, obviously, because she's a little younger than I am, that I completely missed the whole Osmonds craze, like the 70s and even into the early 80s. Like I was born in 75, guys, but the Osmonds were like hot in the 70s. I don't know any of it. So I don't know any of the music. I never watched the cartoons. I didn't watch like the Andy Williams crap every week. None of that stuff. So really, we just went because who doesn't know Donny Osmond, right? I mean, you know him at least from the TV shows, depending on how old you are. And he's been on, I mean, he won Dancing with Stars a few years ago, and he won The Masked Singer.
He is the epitome of a performer, and his whole family is crazy talented too. But watch the Crazy Horses video if you want to get a little surprise, something you maybe wouldn't expect.
Yeah, so he's the consummate performer. It's like we've been to see Wayne Newton here in town a few times. Again, Wayne Newton is way older than my genre, but there's something to be said for watching somebody that is a truly talented performer. And I thought it was a lot of fun last night.
It was a lot of fun. And it was a really well produced show. Like, it's kind of funny. You went and saw twice now. You went and saw Shania Twain. And I remember when you went the first time, one of the things you said she was fantastic. Her singing was great. She looked great.
Both times.
But the stage show, as far as like the dancers and stuff,
the dances were subpar. The stage show was fantastic. Lots of that great.
There's some pretty cheesy stuff. Like them jumping out of the hat. And like there was just some stuff that you said wasn't that great. This show was incredible, really well produced, fantastic. And I gotta say, he has like a new album coming out or just came out, and he wrote all the songs. And there were a couple songs that he performed that were actually like really good pop songs, like stuff that you could totally hear some young person that's like really super popular doing that song and having it like hit on the radio. And really well and be relevant. Yeah. So I'm like, he could probably make $1 bazillion just writing pop songs for current performers. Because I mean, obviously, like Donny Osmond at 64 is probably not going to, hit big with the kids. But they were really good songs you could probably play for young people, and they would be like, "Wow, this song slaps."
Don't ever say that again. But anyway, it was good. It was a really fun show. It was interesting. And then we went and had some late night eats at the Peppermill, which is always a great Vegas institution. And then went to bed way too late for us old people because we
1 o'clock in the morning, guys. What?
I know, way too old. We're old for this crap.
It was ridiculous.
And still up at 7. So
more like 8.
I was up at 7, honey.
Well,
I was awake before you.
Whatever. Why don't you bring me coffee? So rude. I see how it is. Anyway, it was a really fun night. Great show. So if anyone's in Vegas, I don't know how long he's going to be doing it for, but it was really good. Fantastic. Dancing, doing everything. Everything.
Yeah, it was a really good
Talking
show.
to people in the audience, making jokes.
He did a rap that was like 5 minutes long. It was a rap.
I think it was longer than that. It was
a rap.
It wasn't like a good rap in the sense.
No, it was telling a story. It was a storytelling rap that was encompassing all of the
his
things
entire career from him being a little, and it had all these clips and stuff like that. It was really fun.
Yeah.
It was very well done. Anyway, so we had a good time.
Pat decided to skip church to watch us live. Pat, shame on you.
No way, man. Come on.
Speaking of, we are going to be on Pat's show this week on the 12th. Pat, if you have a link to the show already, the traveling picker, Pat D's, we're going to be on his show on the 12th. I don't have the time right in front of me. I'm sorry. I should have made notes. I'm ill prepared today. But we're going to be on his show later this week, and I'm excited to have a conversation.
Do you think you're ill prepared because of those curtains that came in and that threw you into a rage?
I don't want to talk about it.
Let me tell you, it's been quite the roller coaster. We've gotten the house. We've done so much. And yesterday we had a great day and got lots of the stuff up on the walls. We're really, really close to being done. And so we're feeling pretty good about it. But sometimes there's little hiccups, and you ordered some curtains. You ordered 3 sets. Mm-hmm. They sent 1 and said their order was complete, and they're terrible. And you went a little crazy. I'm just going to go ahead and say that now.
I did not go crazy. I'm just irritated.
First of all, and for good reason. I'm not saying like you were like hulking out or anything like that. But
first of all, they sent 1 set of 3, and let me just tell you this: they were 96-inch curtains that weighed less than a pound for a pair. So I'm going to tell you that's
they're terrible.
That's what the quality was. Photos were disgusting. They're not from eBay. They're not from Etsy. They're not from Amazon. It was a third-party provider that actually was selling through Walmart.com. Anyway, terrible.
Yeah.
It's like the awful like screen printing on top of paper thin crap. Anyway, they're going back.
All right, I'm going to go back to Donny Osmond real quick because Allison asked if he didn't need Joseph Amazing Dreamcoat stuff, and I was like yes, because I was obsessed when I was probably like 14 or so, 15 and on up with Andrew Lloyd Webber. So I listened to that album a lot with Donny Osmond. And so before the show, I was playing the album and I was telling her like I really just wanted to hear, if anything, just the 2 songs that I like from that show. And I told her, I said, for sure he's going to do Close Every Door. And yes, he did. And I put the video up on my Facebook, Allison, so you should be able to see it. Amazing, amazing, amazing performance. And then he did this section of the show where it was kind of like song roulette, because he has 65 albums. And so he was letting people from the audience yell out songs. And then they would kind of play like the recording of the song. And then he would sing along over the top of it. And Any Dream Will Do was one of the ones that he did as well. But it was really, really fun.
It was interesting. Oh, I see Christy is in the chat. Christy are you the Christy that I met this week? I just wasn't sure about the last name. I just wanted to say at the bins this week, I met one of our viewers and someone that's in the boss group. We always talk about stranger friends and people that we meet. So again, if you ever run into me or Katy, please come up to us. Obviously you see our faces all the time, so we don't necessarily know who you guys are unless we've met before. But Christy came up to me at the bins. She was here on vacation in Las Vegas with her husband, Richard. And he was here for a foosball tournament, I think she said.
Naturally.
I mean,
who wouldn't be?
I think this sounds fun, right? And they were at the bins because that's what you do when you come to Vegas. You go to the Goodwill bins. And they came up and we chatted a bit and we had fun. So if that's you, Christy, or if it's a different Christy, it was nice to meet you and your husband. I hope we see you in October for the Reseller Remix.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. What do we got today?
All right. So Sunday Live Haul, this is our regular show. We break it up into 3 parts. The first part, we look at our real numbers for the last week, from last Sunday through yesterday. Mm-hmm. And all of our different platforms. And we break down some of the costs, like cost of goods, fees, that kind of stuff. Try to be as transparent as possible. Second part of the show, middle part of the show, we look at our sales highlights from the last week, some of the cool stuff we sold, either high price stuff or stuff that's interesting or maybe educational. And then the last part of the show, we look at our haul, which you went to the bins, like you said, and you also got a package of stuff from a friend back east. I don't know if you're showing any of that stuff today.
I am.
Okay. And then I did pictures and stuff this week, and I wanted to just kind of, I had a little bit of stuff to take photographs of, but I wanted a little more. So I went to yesterday's fits and it's like a little mini haul. So I do have a few things to show you guys.
Different Christy. Sorry, Christy.
See, you said to me, Chrissy. So maybe which name is it?
No, I said Christy.
Is it Christy? I just didn't hear the T. Okay.
We have a lot of Christies actually that watch this channel. It's strange. I know of at least like 4 or 5. But anyway, nice to see you in the chat, Christy. Different Christy from Texas. This other Christy was also from Texas.
Oh, so that's what threw you off.
That's what threw me off because you said you were in Corpus Christi, Texas. So anyway.
All right. So should we go ahead and get into the show? What do you think?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
I am with you, Allison. I love Andrew Lloyd Webber. I love musicals. I love musical theater in general. So does Katy. We have one theater here sort of called the Smith Center that'll occasionally get some good stuff other than obviously, strip productions.
Yeah. In high school, I obsessively listened to punk music and Broadway music. Those were like my 2 things.
Yeah, you're a weirdo.
I know.
Legit.
But Andrew Lloyd Webber, like just a great composer. So
does anybody not like Andrew Lloyd Webber?
I don't know, but like Jesus Christ Superstar and like
Phantom of the Opera.
Of course, Phantom of the Opera and Sunset Boulevard and
lots of
Evita.
Lots.
I love the music from Cats, even though I think it's a
Argentina.
ridiculous production, but there are some great songs like Mr. Mistopheles. I mean, come on. But there's just
I'm a big fan of Evita.
So much good stuff. I love Jesus Christ Superstar. Like I can listen to that. Like just this, I love how different the styles are from show to show to show. It's like it's not all the same kind of music, but it's just really well written. Anyway, we did not buy a house. Quick answer,
Shalene, is that the house that we were renting, that I had been in for 9 years, and Katy had been with me for 4.5 of those 9 years there. Landlord decided to sell after 9 years and not renew my lease, which is happening everywhere in Las Vegas. I was in at a very sweet price for a long time. So we had a very quick period of time to move, and we found this amazing, amazing home. We had actually outgrown the house that we were in, and we were planning on getting warehouse space this year. So we ended up renting an enormous house instead, and for less than it would have cost us for our previous rent plus warehouse space. So it ended up being a great deal.
Danica, by the way, Danica messaged me earlier this week because she thought maybe we'd blocked her from the channel because she sent us a super chat and then it got refunded back to her for some reason.
Oh!
And I was like, yeah, we blocked you. What the hell? Get out of our show, man.
Yes, Danica, we hate you. No, my goodness. You might have sent it.
Oh, my goodness.
You might have sent it like after the...
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe after the show ended or something. I don't know how
Yeah, I've never heard of that happening before, but because I don't know why YouTube wouldn't want to have your money.
I know. They take 30%. Who knows?
It's true. It's true. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to share the screen here. So I definitely had a decent week. I'd like it to be even better. eBay. I would love to have a week where maybe I have actually $2,000 in sales on eBay, but whatever. So I had 17 eBay orders, 9 between Etsy and Thrilling. Etsy was kind of meh. Thrilling was okay for Thrilling. Nothing on Instagram. Nothing on Mercari, but Grailed, I don't know what happened. Grailed, I had 12 sales this week, all spread out over the week. It was crazy. 38 total outgoing orders. So eBay gross sales, $1,237.21. Between Etsy and Thrilling, I did $623.02. Guys, Grailed, I've never done $1,000 on Grailed in a week. I think my best is maybe 700, but that's not normal. So over $1,000 on Grailed in 1 week. I don't know what's going on Grailed, but I'll take it. So my total gross sales, $2,876.23. I did $190.95 on shipping. You can see all the fees broken down there. Cost of goods, $340. So my net total sales, just over $2,009.26. My gross average sale price, $75.69, which is great. I try to be 70 and above. And my net average sale price, $52.88.
Look at you.
All right. Hold on a second. Breaking news. I see we've got a super chat from Danica. See, I don't know if you did it late last time because seriously, it never showed up. Like it didn't pop up on our screen. So I think we're in a better spot for it this week, apparently. Thank you for the super chat, Danica. Maybe I should give her a little super chat song.
You haven't done one in a long time.
Danica, we love you. We would never block your ass from my channel. So thank you for the $20 for the second time. I'm sorry that it got bounced back to you last week, but we love you. Danica, Lady Luck Drunk, she is cute. Woo. Crazy horses.
Just stop. Embarrassing.
What? Embarrassing. Whatever. That was amazing. Anyway, thank you, Danica. We do love you. And this is being all wonky here. Anyway, so those are my sales for the week. Yeah, okay. I'm guessing though that somebody probably did better than me. I'm just saying.
Hey, listen, I've had a couple of really mediocre weeks, so this is real close to being a normal week for me. So I'm going to take it, and I am not going to feel bad about it at all. So I had 29 sales on eBay, 16 between Etsy, Thrilling, and I had a sale on Facebook Marketplace. I haven't listed on Facebook Marketplace in over a year.
I know, I saw that. I'm like, I didn't even know she was still selling on there.
I don't list anything there. I think I have 75 to maybe 100 old listings that still languish there that I pull down if they sell. I haven't bothered to go. It's such a pain in the ass to end them all. You can't bulk end anything. So they're just languishing there. So I had something old sell. Anyway, so 11 on Etsy, 4 on Thrilling, 1 on Facebook Marketplace. I had 13 orders on Poshmark. Posh has woken up a little bit for me. This is closer to where it normally is. And I feel a little bit better about it. I'm hoping it will continue. 1 sale on Macari. Again, I haven't listed on Macari since September or October.
That's terrible. You're terrible, Muriel.
I'm terrible. So my total for the week was $33.81. Shipping $229. And then you see the breakdown of the fees: eBay, Etsy, Poshmark, Macari, total fees. And then my cost of goods right around $150. I think it was like $147, $148. So my total net sales for the week, just under $2,600, which for me, I'm happy with that. $2,500 and up net is $10,000 net a month is good. I'm cool with that. So my gross average sale price, $57 and change, and my net average sale price is $44. As you can see, my cost of goods is relatively low. It always is. Unlike Katy, I don't pay up for stuff as much because I am cheap.
Yeah.
Cheap.
So Allison says that she had a boss that played the Evita soundtrack with Madonna nonstop, and the guy that she worked with said, if you play that again, I quit. The boss said, resignation accepted.
That's funny.
I think that's awesome. That's like the only thing that I actually really love that Madonna's ever done, because I'm not really a huge Madonna fan.
Oh, I am. I'm a big Madonna fan.
But Evita, great soundtrack.
Just ask Katy. We have a bump out here that when we show you it's like a pulpit. It looks like a little turret. That's what I lean over the railing and sing Don't Cry For Me.
Don't cry for me, Argentina.
A little bit better than that. But yeah, look at those acoustics.
So rude. I was playing Joseph the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat yesterday before the show, and I was singing along, and this is what Vikki did. She goes, can I just hear him sing it? And I'm like, what the actual F? Why? You guys, do you see how abused I am? I'm not allowed to just sing because I'm happy.
Can you hear yourself echoing this in this room?
Yeah, it's
so
great.
Loud.
Anyway, so effing rude. All right, I'm going to go ahead. I don't know why this is all jerky when I'm on this screen, but it's kind of annoying. All right, so we're going to go ahead and move on past that part.
Oh, Madonna lost her mind on TikTok. Damn it, Liz. Now that means I got to go follow Madonna on TikTok too.
I mean, isn't she like 95 years old?
She's looking rough these days. But don't make fun. She's an icon.
No, that's fine. It's just, I think
I love me some Madonna.
Weird. She is an icon, but the reality is, guys, Madonna.
She's a
Madonna cannot sing. She cannot sing. She's not really that good of a singer. I'm just saying. But she is an icon, and I loved her in Evita. It was her.
I loved her in just about everything except her last 2 or 3 albums. She kind of jumped the shark for me. But anyway.
Yeah. All right. Well, you want to go ahead and look at our sales highlights for the week? All right.
Do our
Let me go ahead and get this. Okay. All right. What do you got? What's this?
So I picked this up in a big bulk purchase of like 3 garbage bags full of clothing and shoes from a friend of mine a couple of weeks ago. I would say I paid about $2 to $3 per item, and I'm just starting to get some of the stuff listed. And this sold less than 5 minutes after I listed it. I went to go cross post it, and it was already sold, which says to me that I probably priced it a little too low. However, look at it. Yeah. Look at it. I don't know what college it was from. It was just from a fraternity. And it's 70s based on the frazzled tag and some of the other bits that I can tell that it's 70s, not 80s. It's earlier than 80s. It's faded. It looks like it might have been red or orange at one point, and maybe somebody bleached it. It has holes in the elbows. Look at this shit. Yep. Look at the holes in the elbows.
I showed the holes in the elbows 5 times.
And it sold for $90.
Very good.
Plus shipping. So, I mean, I was pretty excited that it sold.
Yep. And it was great. It's awesome. All right. Next up is, come on now. Come on. This Del Webb Mint 400 racing jacket. I don't know if you remember, but I sold another one probably like about a month ago, a few weeks back, or maybe the last time we were doing shows. Anyway, the one I sold before was from 1972. I believe I sold it for $150, and I had gotten it from yesterday's fits. Well, I bought this from my super secret online source. I paid $50 for it, and I just listed it this last week, and somebody offered, I think, $100 for it. I came back with $175, and they accepted. So I paid $50 for it, sold it for $175. And I'm pretty happy with that. This one actually belonged to Marilyn.
Good old Marilyn.
But I love these racing jackets. They're these 70s racing jackets like this that have the stripe down them always sell well. They should never sell for under $100. So if you find them, pick them up. And $150 is closer to what you can usually get for them. And I was a little bit worried about this one just because it's got the Marilyn on the collar.
Clearly, they don't care.
Most likely the people that buy these are collecting them. They aren't necessarily wearing them. So that probably just didn't really matter. It's a great jacket, and I sold it for $175.
Nice sale. I see Thanks. Craig or Rick or both in the chat with 2 Dogs Digs. Thanks for popping in. I like that comment. $90 to relive someone's Frosh Week memory.
Absolutely.
Pretty much.
All right. Let's see what your next one is. Here we go.
I mean, this one wasn't anything spectacular. It's just a Woolrich jacket. It's not vintage. It's actually new with tags. It's maybe 5 years old or something. I don't know. I picked it up in a big pile of stuff at an estate sale a few months ago. This. I actually picked up 2 of them. One had tags, one did not, but they were equally new. And the one with tags sold. I think I paid maybe $10 if I average it out. Maybe about $10. No more than that. It took a little while to sell, but
I remember looking these up for you because I grabbed them first and I looked them up and they were selling for maybe $40 or $50.
Yeah, exactly.
So people were way underpricing them apparently.
Yeah, I agree. Woolrich doesn't really make clothing anymore. And yeah, I'm totally fine with pricing up and waiting for stuff. You guys know that. I'm all about the slow dime versus the fast nickel. I'll do the fast nickel on fast fashion. I don't do the fast nickel on vintage or quality garments. I'm not looking to drive the price down on everything for everyone else. We've talked about it before, perceived value is a real thing. I'm not interested in selling something worth $100 for $20 just to flip it fast.
Well, and a lot of times when you're selling vintage, you might be selling either the only one of that exists that's available online or the only one in that size or that exact condition.
Exactly.
Or, it's just, there's so many things that make it so that yours is kind of one of a kind, even if there's something similar out there.
Exactly.
Okay. Next up, we've got UMass Boston sweatshirt. Boston sweatshirt.
Where's my Boston girls?
That's right. It's the 90s.
I was just chatting with Diane and Trish right before the show. Speaking of Boston.
Indeed.
We're going to be staying in Boston.
We are. We're going to be there in a couple of weeks. Few weeks.
2 weeks from tomorrow.
What?
2 weeks from tomorrow, we're going to be in Boston for a couple of days, and then we'll be in Rhode Island for the rest, visiting with my family. I'm excited.
I am going to eat so much good food.
So much lobster.
I'm going to have some lobster rolls, and you guys know how I feel about my hot wieners. Not going to have any party pizza because
I'm going to have
disgusting.
I'm going to have Scott bring us some party pizza.
Well,
and
if it means I get to hang out with Scott, then I'm okay with it. But party pizza, the biggest lie that's ever been perpetuated by the East Coast, specifically New England or the Rhode Island area.
It's just
there is no party, and it's not pizza.
Just Rhode Island.
There is no party, and it is not pizza. It is a lie to cover up the shortage of cheese.
Hot wieners and lobster.
The hot wieners and lobsters all day long. I'm doing that. So anyway, UMass football sweatshirt. This is a reverse weave. Oh, it's not a champion. It is Boathouse, but it's a reverse weave sweatshirt. Boathouse. Reverse weave, just again, for those who don't know, it's a real close up here. You can see this is a panel kind of like under the underarm area.
It's under the armpit.
Under the armpit. I didn't want to say that because I get in trouble from somebody, you know. But you can see that the weave, it goes vertically right here, and then the rest of the sweatshirt is horizontal. So that's what is considered reverse weave when it's constructed like that. Anyway, I actually didn't pay a whole lot for this sweatshirt, like $15, but sold it for $89.99. So not a bad sale. It's good size too, though. Not a bad sale. All right. Next up for you.
So I showed these in a haul because Allison is my only friend that I know that actually showed snowshoes. I had picked these up at the bins probably a month ago, maybe our last haul that we did before our move. So I paid, they weigh under 4 pounds. So I paid what, $5 or $6 for them based on by the pound. They're that titanium. So they're like super light. Anyway, they sold fairly quickly. They sold within a couple of weeks for $105.
Nice.
Buyer did pay shipping. They only paid $7.75, which is that little flat rate I charge. And they probably cost me about $14 to ship. Just because they're big. And that's it.
Nice. Teresa wants to know if I sold all the black reverse weave sweatshirts I bought in Arizona. So I bought a bunch of dead stock. It was back in the day when Savers, you could actually find some good stuff. And I bought I feel like I bought 12 or 13 of them. And
you had them go in the back and get the rest of them.
Yeah. But yes, I've sold most of them. I think I have like 2 or 3 left, but I gave my dad one, I gave my niece one, and I sold a bunch of them. I definitely made money.
And they were too big. You didn't keep one for yourself.
No, they're 2X. So, but yes,
your niece
and
likes
they weren't
them big and baggy,
and they weren't vintage. They were current ones. Anyway, all right. Next.
I know, Liz. I remember that trip too. That was when Liz was with us and we were hanging out. And now there's no Airbnb for us to go and all hang out in Phoenix.
Teresa, for ruining everything.
Ruined our lives.
All right. We did.
Our lives were pathetic. Anyway, yeah. So titanium snowshoes, pick up snowshoes. I didn't know anything about the brand. I just knew that they were snowshoes and they looked pretty cool. And I was like, whatevs. I don't know why there are snowshoes in the bins in the middle of the desert, but you know. You keep saying that. We have freaking mountains. You can go to Mount Charleston. There's snow. There's skiing there. Not very far from here, like 45 minutes. Come on. That's true. Teresa says my house is the new Airbnb. That's true.
That's true.
We can come and hang out with you and Sadie. That's it. We're on our way.
Yep. Let's go. All right. See you guys. It was nice seeing you. We will talk to you later. Bye.
Yep. Getting in the car now.
All right. Next up is, so that's pretty much, let's see. I think, that's pretty much it for anything that's not Grailed. Since I had such a good Grailed week, I figured the rest of my stuff is going to be from Grailed. Sold this one took a little bit longer to sell, but I love you, man. Jesus core sells. Yep. We got some Jesus core here. Whoops, I don't want to create an account. I just want to look at pictures. It says, let me share my light, the light of the world. But it says, I love you, man. This is like during that whole craze. Where did the I love you, man originate from?
I think it was a Budweiser.
No, but wasn't there a movie?
I don't know.
I don't know. Somebody out there in the chat probably knows. But so, of course, the Christian shirts, they had to go ahead and do their own version of it. But I sold this one for $75. I didn't pay a lot for it. I probably paid like maybe $10 for it. And because it's not really in the same vein as some of the other Christian shirts I get, but I thought it was funny. So Jesus, he loves you. Loves you, man. How you feel about that? Loves you, man.
I am amazed every time you sell one of these shirts because I've never seen anyone wearing anything like this. So I don't know who buys your Jesus core.
Yeah. Well,
but you do well with Jesus core.
I don't know how Jesus feels about Pat right now, skipping church to hang out and watch the YouTube, but it's a good shirt.
Jesus forgives.
You're right. You are absolutely correct. Thank you. All right, go ahead.
Just wanted to remind you. Okay, so I did not sell it for the price that you see there, but this is one of the things that I showed again right before we moved. I picked this up at the bins with a bunch of other vintage 90s t-shirts and tank tops. They were mostly women's, except for two. This being the best that I found. I went, and it was in a bin that the bros had already all gone over. Like it was a bin that I went to after there was nobody left in the bin. And I got a pocket of tees that probably 10 different t-shirts. I've already sold a couple of them in the $50, $60 range. But this one is one that's fairly rare. And I took an offer for $350 on this. Buyer already paid. I'm thrilled. I paid what, 50 cents for it coming out of the bins.
$350 sale on a t-shirt she found at the bins that she got scooped up out under the noses of all the t-shirt bros. And it's
because
like
I got skills,
yes.
yo.
So it's got whole. Well, usually, I mean, she says that, but they just missed it, and then you found it.
It's true
because you don't ever go in and try to fight him for it. But you can see all the holes. What I love though too is not only does it have holes and stuff, it's got all these repairs.
That, by the way, Crystal didn't do these; they were already there.
Yeah.
So she's before she gets in trouble for her shoddy work or something. This is not Crystal's repair work. This came like this, listed like this, photographed. It says very clearly wear along the collar, hole in the shoulder. There was a repair made. There's some yellowing and staining.
Doesn't matter.
And
$350, and they definitely paid.
So that was my first offer I got on it. There's one listed on eBay right now for like $1,200, their best offer. It's not worth $1,200. It has sold in the neighborhood of $500 in the last year, this particular shirt, but in much better condition.
Yeah.
So I'm quite happy getting $350 for a trashed and roached out rock shirt.
Indeed. Absolutely. All right. Next up, another Jesus shirt. This one, I'm actually surprised how long it took for this one to sell.
Hashtag Jesus Core.
That's right. Fit for a king. And it's got like the crown of thorns there. And this one sold for the price you see there, $85. This is another 90s one. And I paid this one. I probably paid like $15 for. Sold it for $85.
Again, I wanted to just point out, go back to the tag there, because for people that are watching us that might be new or have not picked this up before, when you start seeing on t-shirt tags or even other clothing tags, jeans, jackets, whatever it may be, when it says assembled in Mexico from U.S. fabric, that is a very good indicator that it is a 90s to early 2000s type of item. So that's going to put you in the vintage category. It's not just made in the USA that's vintage. And it's not just single stitch when you're talking about t-shirts.
To be honest, there are t-shirts from the 80s that are assembled in Jamaica.
Yes.
And from US fabric. Yep. So, I mean, it's kind of, we have all these rules, quote unquote rules, and
but there's exceptions to all of them.
There's exceptions, and it's all over the place. And some people think only single stitch is vintage. There's a lot, whatever. But anyway, $85, paid $15 for it. 2 Jesus shirts in 1 week ungrailed. So next up for you.
So I sold these for the price that you see there. I had picked these up. Actually, I think these came in a bulk buy from Lori, if I'm correct. I purchased a bunch of vintage women's wear. I would say I paid somewhere between $3 and $4 per item plus shipping. Lori is one of our viewers. I've bought from her several times now. And this is just a look that is coming back, that whole preppy casual look with from the 90s, where you would wear like these baggy wool shorts or skirts and tights and pilgrim shoes or the chunky heeled shoes. This is a thing. It's a thing again. So it's not everyone. Again, like there's exception to rules. When I buy vintage clothing, I don't buy a heck of a lot from the 90s. Unless it fits a certain aesthetic. I have to be able to picture somebody actually currently wearing this. It's definitely a look. It's a look, as Dana says.
Yeah.
It's a whole look.
Yeah.
So
no,
I don't think it's a different Lori. Laura, I think it's you. I've just bought from a couple of different sellers, a couple of different fellow sellers, and I think this one came from your stuff.
So Two Dogs Digs says always look from U.S. fabric on the label. I mean, this is just more like they're just indications about when something might have been made. And so, a lot of vintage is made in the U.S. Nowadays, if something's made in the U.S. and it's current, it's probably like more of a niche company that's trying to appeal to people who want stuff that's made in the U.S. Otherwise, it's pretty much entirely, made and constructed and put together in another country.
Yep.
But
usually China, sometimes Indonesia, Vietnam, but
in the late
China.
90s, early mid 2000s, it was very common for the fabric to have been made in the US, but then it was actually put together in another country, especially Mexico, but lots of other countries, Honduras, different places, El Salvador. But that was pretty commonplace.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like another, we talk about it where there's all these clues, not everything is black and white. So there's all these little clues that are going to tell you this might be vintage, this might be vintage, this might not be vintage. And you kind of add all those things up, and it's like what they say about circumstantial evidence in the law. It's like
the preponderance of evidence.
Yeah, you take circumstantial evidence. You imagine a pencil and how easy it is to break a pencil. But as you take more and more pieces of circumstantial evidence and you put them together, you got more and more pencils. It gets harder to break. Just saying.
The weirdest analogy ever. And not even a good one.
It's an excellent one. Come on. Anyway, all right. So,
Danica says Bolo for book people, the official preppy handbook. I agree. I have found that a few times. That is a good seller.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. All right. So let's go ahead and you done with your shorts?
I am done with my shorts. Yep.
And next one is the Super Bowl 23 Super Bowl 23. Gotta remember
even I can read that one. I mean,
you shut your mouth
when they've got like the MC7XX4. Like, I mean, that's when I have to like Google and figure out what the hell it is. But I mean, even I know that's 23.
Yeah, it's 23. Well, I just said it took me like half a second. You like busted my balls here, and then stealing my water because you can't be prepared for your own show. So this t-shirt I paid like $15 for, got it from Yesterday's Fits and sold it for $87. I mean, I always like picking up these Super Bowl t-shirts. I will say they tend to be a little bit slower to sell because it's not like a specific team. But I think probably this one helped having the light beer really big front and center there. From 89. And so I always pick these up, but they definitely are going to be slower movers generally. Although this one I think I've only had up for like within the last month. So $87 for 15. All right. Next up for you.
Noelle says, we miss you too, honey. We do. We miss you. For
Absolutely,
sure.
Noelle. All right. Next. Oh, look at that fancy jacket.
Isn't that fancy? It's fancy. That's sold
somebody needs to unbutton that button though.
All right. Whatevs. That sold for the price that you see there, $103.96. I had a sale going on in my store on Etsy, but it sold to Germany. Dana, it sold to Germany. If you are an Etsy seller, there is this whole new rigmarole you have to go to ship something to Germany. I haven't even checked. This just sold yesterday. I haven't even checked. You have to register on some website. You have to put all these different pricing. First of all, I don't sell to Germany on eBay for some reason. I just don't. I have it checked off from a million years ago, and I've never been able to fix my account. And no matter what I say, it still says I don't ship to Germany. Yeah. So I don't need to worry about it. But on Etsy, I will occasionally make a sale to Germany. I don't know what the frig they're looking for, but apparently it is like, I don't even know, to sell to Germany. It's a mess. Right. So we just talked about this the other day, and I was like, oh, I'm just going to cancel any sale that comes into Germany because I don't want to deal with this. And what happens? Like I sell maybe 5 things a year to Germany.
Yeah.
It's right on the front page of your Etsy dashboard if you sell on Etsy. Yeah, so there's like a whole thing you've got to fill out to do it. So I'm not going to.
All right.
Pat, will be gentle. We don't know you well enough to bust on you too badly.
Well, now I'm going to. That's like a challenge.
All right. Pat, we will see you Tuesday night. Anyone that's just tuning in, we're going to be on the Traveling Picker, Pat D's, his channel, Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific time. We'll share it in our group. We'll share it on elsewhere. But Pat, I'm sure we'll have the link. We don't have a link to it yet. So if anybody wants to pop in, it'll be fun.
All right. Next up for me is.
Oh, I want to say, I think I that came from my Clothing Vault buyout.
Okay, gotcha. So I don't know if you recognize this shirt. I picked this up when we went to was it First Friday? And so that was in March. So March 7th. See, I know the exact date I got this one.
Wow.
Anyway, I bought a bunch.
We went to First Friday. Yeah, and there was a shooting 10 minutes after we left.
Yeah. So it was
at the pop-up.
So it would have been March like 4th or 5th because we went to the thing. Anyway, whatever. Beginning of March. Flying at Glamis. I just thought it was a cool shirt. I bought it from this guy. He had a bunch of racks up. I really liked how he had his spot organized because
it was really good.
He organized it by price. So rather than pricing everything, he was just like, everything on this rack is this much, blah, blah, and then up. And this was actually one of the more spendy things in $20 because he had like a $5 rack, $10, 15, and 20, and then I think some stuff up from there.
I know you hate when I'm looking at my phone, but you can blame Dana. Blame Dana.
I can blame you for looking at your phone.
Blame Dana because this is funny, and you're gonna want to share this with other people.
Okay.
So. Are you done with your comment about the
shirt?
No,
I'm not done.
Okay, finish
no,
the shirt.
You already interrupted, so go ahead and say
so
your thing.
This house is much bigger than the house that we had before, so I had commented that I need some artwork for the walls. I need to start looking for some artwork. I need to pay attention at estate sales and all that kind of stuff. So Dana enlisted our resident Photoshop professional, Jennifer Baum, who's in the chat as Jen and Harvey. And apparently there's some Photoshop going. We have these big, huge, just for an example, we have these big, huge squares that are like these recessed squares on one of the walls. We have like 20-foot ceilings in one of the rooms. We'll show you when we do our tour, but these recessed squares.
Let me see if I can.
That are of a.
Here, let me hold on. I think we might be able to see it from here. If I move the camera around, let me see.
No.
What do you mean no? Yes. Okay. See how there's like. Behind the pink thing, see that puke orange square back there? That's on the back wall. It's actually huge.
It's the downstairs living room wall that goes all the way up.
They're probably like 6 feet square, each of them.
Anyway, it's a color that there is no possible way that it's an ugly color, first of all, but second of all, we'd have to rent scaffolding to paint it. I mean, that's how big it is. And so it's stupid. So it's good. We're going to ignore it
for now.
There's nowhere that you could possibly put art. You don't hang art that high anyway. It's like 20 feet.
But you could, and you know why? Because you know what you could do?
How about you listen? So let me finish what I'm talking about. So one of the things Katy and Dana have been saying is that they want to have these enormous Victorian portraits done.
Well, I want to have an enormous Victorian portrait, like painting of each of us. And I would be like in traditional, like men's Victorian garb. And she would do the, Victorian woman, whatever. And they would be up there because I think it'd be hilarious. And so far, Dana's the only one who supports my dream.
This is freaking ridiculous, Jennifer and Dana. I just want you to know it's not happening. This is not going up in our home. I just want you to know that. But I'm going to show you what Jennifer has. There you go. You can kind of see the glare. That's Katy in some regalia, and I am like Queen Mary of Scots or something. I have very very tiny boobs in this.
Mikey supports the dream.
Fantastic.
Mikey supports the dream.
Anyway, we have the most ridiculous friends.
So I don't have to blame Dana. I'm going to blame you because you don't turn your phone over. Okay. All right. Let's be present. Let's be present here.
Anyway.
Pretty funny.
Ridiculous. It's not happening.
All right.
If anybody sends those to us.
If we really did it, I would want to get like literally like professionally painted giant full body like Victorian. Yes.
No.
We could do it.
Just no.
I think it'd be amazing.
Yes, and Crystal says we have to one of the dogs over the fireplace. Yes.
There you go. There you go. All right. So this shirt I got for $20 and it really hasn't been listed all that long. And I sold it for $88. So I was very happy to have picked that up. And
Mikey is super chatting and contributing to your ridiculousness.
Contributing to the fund. All right, $1.99. Thank you, Mikey. Appreciate it. By the way, somebody in the chat, sorry, it's already gone past, said that they saw us on Friday night. We apparently we decided to spend the whole weekend.
It was Rural Squirrel.
Okay. We decided to spend the whole weekend with Mike and Courtney. And so Friday night, we actually, Vikki and I have been going stir crazy doing all the stuff in the house. And so we like hit them up and we're like, you guys doing your live stream on Friday night? We're coming.
We're crashing.
And so we went and hung out with them and it was really fun. And then last night, we went to the Donny Osmond show. So anyway, it was a good time. Dana says she's hiring a painter to do portraits as your Christmas gift.
We don't even sell merch. We missed the boat on so many things. We don't sell merch. We do one show a week. Meh, whatevs.
Anyway, all right. Next one for you. Here we go.
I picked this up at the bins. I didn't even know if it worked. They charged me $3.99 for it because you pay by the pound, but on big items, they generally give you a price. But because their testing outlet wasn't working that day, they gave it to me for half of what they normally would charge. They would normally charge by the pound at $7.99, and I couldn't test it. They gave it to me for $3.99. So anyway, I took it home. I was like, $3.99, I'll take the chance. And it worked, and it's fine. And I, typed every part of it worked, and it sold for $129.95, the price that you see there. I did free shipping on it, but oh no, it didn't. I'm sorry. I charged $29.95 shipping. It actually cost me like $32.
And It's a Flip It is now contributed to our fund as well. The Victorian Portrait Fund, $5.
You guys are ridiculous.
There you go. We can make this happen. If the people are supporting it here, I want like legit. You watch those movies or shows where they go into like the mansion, and these people, they always have like those giant painted portraits of themselves. Like
I know exactly what you're.
I know, so I just don't understand how you don't think that would be amazing. I don't understand. Does not compute.
No,
it would be amazing.
The people don't live in my house.
Whatever.
I am not putting something that ridiculous on my walls.
But it would be so great. Why can't it have some personality, man?
Our house does have.
It does have personality, and they would be legit looking. That's the thing. It wouldn't be like goofy.
Robin,
it's the concept that's goofy, not the paintings themselves. I want them to be like legit looking, and I think it'd
Speaking
be
of which, you're not wearing your hat.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Where's your fun hat I bought you?
I didn't put it on.
It goes with our house. See, I would do haunted mansion style. I'm with Craig on this one.
Mm-hmm.
So haunted mansion-y. I would do haunted mansion style portraits. That's pretty cool.
That's pretty much the same freaking thing.
No.
Only you're making it like dark and scary. Like that makes no sense. What's the difference? Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Okay, so real quick, somebody asked. Oh, Heather asked. If I heard anything back from the buyer on Etsy who left me the bad feedback. Yes, actually, he did respond. He apologized. He realized that he jumped to conclusions, and he actually did apologize. And then he said he wanted to remove the feedback, but he seems to be having trouble figuring out how to. He's like thought he needed to close a case, but the case wasn't actually open. I don't know. So the feedback's still there. So I'm gonna have to message him again and be like, dude, can you please figure it out, because you left this really awful, horrible feedback, and it's still sitting there, even though you apologized and said you were an asshole. So I don't know. We'll see. All right. Why is it?
You're going to do one more thing?
I'm trying to get that. Oh, there we go.
I'm going to go get your new hat while you're talking about your next thing.
Well, good luck reaching it. It's up over the.
All right. I'm short. I'll figure it out.
We'll see. We'll see. All right. Next up is this University of Akron jacket. I got this from my super secret source. I don't think I paid more than $30 for this. I think I paid like $25 for it. But I saw it and I could tell from the style that it was definitely vintage. It's a really cool jacket. I love that it's got the guy's name on it, Grant Hall, but then he's got, I'm assuming his girlfriend's patched on there, Alicia. He's like, hey, what's up? I'm Grant and my girlfriend's Alicia. I'm going to sew her name on my jacket. I don't know if is that like a thing, or is it just this guy was like,
it's just that guy's thing.
Right? All right, here we go. Let me put my hat on. I wear this, and then a couple times a day I do this.
Are you going to put the camera on so you can see it? Because you're still showing just your Alicia thing.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. Yeah. I a couple times a day I say, hey, Vikki.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. It's a great hat. Love it.
Because, as you know, we've given out pins. We've talked about it a million times on our show. We've done a bunch of giveaways. # don't be a dick.
Mm-hmm.
I had to buy the hat. Yeah. I wouldn't wear the hat. I thought she was going to only wear it as a joke around the house or maybe on the show, but nope, she's going to wear it.
Yeah.
She wore it out in public.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Why wouldn't I wear it out in public? because it's a great hat. And if I had a great painting, a couple of paintings, I put them up on the wall because they'd be great. Okay. Well, you're the ruiner of fun.
That's me.
All right. Anyway, so sold this jacket, paid $25-30 for it, sold it for $157. So that was a good deal.
Corey's son Cody is watching. He says he needs that hat. I think you might get in trouble at school with this hat, Cody.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, so I wanted to talk about, so this is nothing special, right? These are Red Wing work boots. As you can see, they kind of look trashed. They're not trashed in the sense that they're broken or anything like that. I do have new laces that I bought for them and put in them. I picked them up at the bins. They are the flame resistant or the flame retardant steel toe, heavy duty work boots. They probably cost a couple $100 new. But they don't look great. I paid maybe $5-6 based on weight at the bins, but they sold on Poshmark of all places. Crazy.
For
$117. What? Then I don't have to worry about the shipping cost or anything like that.
Nice.
So I just wanted to point out that some pretty gross looking work boots that nobody ever goes for at the bins sold for $117.
Very good. Very good. All right. We've got $5 Canadian from Two Dogs Digs. They say either Victorian or Nagel-like works too.
That would
be pretty
work.
cool too. I don't know if that would go with the decor, but totally down for the Victorian. Thank you very much, guys. We appreciate it. And then I've got Paula on my side. Mini pastimes. $4.99.
I thought we were friends, Paula.
Yeah,
Paula.
I
thought we were friends.
She is trying to look after your best interests, okay? Because that's what friends do, okay? They support people when they should, and then they push them in the other direction to where they need to be going, which for you, it needs to be going towards enormous Victorian paintings for a manch. Come on.
For our manch.
Yeah.
That's what we've been calling this house, by the way. We've been calling it our welcome to the manch.
Anyway, thanks guys for supporting my dreams. I'm glad somebody does.
Okay? Oh, that's right. Corey. Well, yeah, I'm not even going to say, but the double meaning for Cody for the hat. But yeah, that's pretty funny.
Yes. All right. Last one for me, and then we'll move on to the next section is this awesome Air Force Polo Ralph Lauren shirt. I got this at Buffalo Exchange when we were it was in California, I think. It was the one where I got a whole bunch of really good vintage stuff. And they said, had we come, 2 weeks earlier, we would have been out of luck. Anyway, I picked this up because I could see it was a vintage, come on, Polo Ralph Lauren shirt. And it was
that someone had customized or whatever. Or
I don't think it was customized. No, I think it was made. Okay, so I don't know if Liz is still in the chat, but William Tell is I think it's like a competition. It's like a thing that happens every year, and different Air Force squadrons compete against each other, and so it's like an event. So I do not think this was just like randomly customized by somebody. I think this was made for that year for the people, the participants. And this particular one is the Kadena Shoguns Squadron at the 1988 William Tell. But anyway, this is Air Force. And so I priced it high, and I paid, you generally, Buffalo Exchange, it's like anywhere from $11 to like $17, kind of how they price their stuff with these kinds of shirts. So I paid like maybe $15 for this, and I sold it for $168.
That's crazy.
Grailed. $168 on Grailed.
That's crazy to me.
Yep. All right, you guys, Noelle coming in with the $20.22 super chat.
She always does the year.
I know.
2022.
I know. Victorian with hand tinted color. And the pups must be included as well. She's making demands, but I guess, she's the one paying 2022. Okay. So demands have been made, and hopefully they will be met, because listen, there are a lot of people who want my dreams to be realized, and they're tired of you crushing my dreams. They're tired of you looking down on my dreams, and they're tired of you being an all around Richard when it comes to my dreams, and they want to support my dreams.
We're not discussing this. Oh, are we going to tell people what our news is for this year?
Oh, yeah.
You want to tell people?
Yeah, I can't wait to get our pictures taken in front of our portraits. But yeah.
That's not happening. So take the put us back on the screen. There we go. So as you guys know, we've been engaged for
about 500 years.
Time. We've been engaged for like 4 years.
Yeah, it's been a while.
So we've been together for almost 5 years, and we've been engaged for 4 years. We're finally gonna do it. We're getting married. So we had actually postponed our wedding a couple of times, and for a couple of reasons. Once was because of that stupid lawsuit we were involved in that you guys
twice it was because of the lawsuit.
All you guys know how that turned out. Yeah. Well, sorry, sucks to be him. Number 2, we postponed twice because of COVID. So we're at this point, we're just like, frig it. We're just gonna do it. So we are getting married. We are getting married in December. Just my daughter and her sister. And we are going to, it's not going to be at the reseller remix.
Yeah. Too much stuff to stress out.
No, we're too busy. We're too busy for at the remix, honestly.
Yeah.
And we do have friends and family other than our reseller friends that would be really upset if we just had 400 reseller friends and none of our friends and family there. So I have to say that we're not going to do that then. But we're just going to do it just quiet with just us. And our reception is going to be our annual Christmas Eve open house.
Yeah. See how smart that is? I was like, well, we already are going to have the house all decked out for Christmas. So it's already going to be in its best possible version that she loves, because we both love Christmas, but she really loves decorating the house like crazy. So it's already going to be like that. Plus we're already having like a party basically. Yeah. And so it just takes a lot of the stress out of it, and it's going to be a really fun time and really good. And then eventually we might actually make it to Italy for our honeymoon. Although now we're wanting to buy a house in the next few years. So who knows? We'll figure it out. It'll happen when it happens.
Yeah. So we're going to do it. I'm sure that we will at least have some of it recorded so that we can share it with you guys. I know a lot of you have asked, and you know, I'm sure that we'll have some of it recorded so that you guys can see it if you want to. We're not doing a live stream or anything like that. I'm sorry. I think that's super tacky. I can't do that. But we'll record part of it.
I don't think it's tacky. We just don't. We got other things to do.
I think it's tacky. That's all that matters.
Yeah. Oh, that's all that matters.
I am 50% of the wedding, so that's all that matters.
Yeah, ridiculous. Anyway, all right.
So we want to tell you guys. We haven't even told our families yet.
Yeah, I guess we probably should. I should probably tell my sister that she has to come to Vegas in December. I don't think she's going to fight it too much, so I think we'll be good. Anyway, yeah, so we'll talk more about that as it comes along, but you want to move on to our haul?
Yeah, let's do it.
You want to start?
Sure.
What you got? You went to the bins, like we said.
I did. I went to the bins.
You also scored some cast-offs from a cast-off from Dana.
Got 2 cast-offs from Dana, but one of them has already been sent to Crystal for listing. So I just wanted to talk about this. So Dana hates listing hard goods, for those of you that know. She hates listing hard goods. She doesn't want to store them, doesn't want to sell them, doesn't want to do any of that.
Hold on a second. Liz,
your family might miss you on Christmas Eve, but you're more than welcome to trash it.
All you got to do is be in Vegas for Christmas Eve. Come on. Your kids are grown.
Yeah, whatevs. They don't care. Okay, so anyway, this is something Dana dropped off to me. This big, huge Lego some bitch thing. So here's the deal. It is from like 2005, so it's almost vintage, and it's also like half unopened. It's got all these packages inside that are still sealed, but some of it is open. So here's the problem.
They started, and
now
then they
I've got to
this.
count this thing. Okay, so normally I wouldn't bother. I would just sell it as parts. But this, by the way, is worth, Dana, if it's complete, at least $300. So there we go.
There you go.
So I paid nothing for it. Dana, I will take you out to dinner when it sells. But yeah, well, I don't normally want to do these kind of things. I'm going to have to count it.
It should have a parts list, though.
It does. It had 967 pieces, though, mother. Anywho, so there's that. Ooh, look at my wheels glide.
I know. Oh, guys, remember last week when I was showing off my rollerblade wheels? Well, guess who got real jealous? And I went ahead and ordered her some. So now we both glide all over the place.
Yeah, no, Greg, I am not assembling that sucker. You're nuts. Not happening. Not assembling it at all. But I will, I don't know any kids, but I will count it. Anyway, so, okay, wanted to talk about some things from the bins. This I found a few weeks ago, and I couldn't dig them out last week to talk about, but you know, you can find luxury at the bins. This particular week when I was at the bins, I found one Louis Vuitton shoe. Just one. I waited for like 4 bin rotations, could not find the other one, so I tossed it back. I also found a pair of Gucci slides, but they were completely trashed, so I left them behind. But they do exist. But I found these when I was with Mikey Bags of Money a few weeks ago at the bins, and these are not entirely trashed. So these are men's, just Oxfords. I've already polished them so that you can see that they're in better shape than you thought, but these are Hermes. So these are leather, very nice, very soft leather, Hermes shoes, men's shoes. They're not in fantastic shape. I have to tell you, they are probably need to be resoled. The heel is in great shape, but the sole is a little bit worn, but the leather is still also in very good shape. They're not crushed. It is. It's very soft and supple. So I'm going to sell these. I paid like $3 for them. I don't think I'm going to get $800 for them that I would if they were in great shape, but I think I can at least get $200 to $250 for them. And I guarantee if somebody resoles these are going to last decades. They're just a classic black, Oxford. So Hermes, $3 at the bins. That same bins trip, I actually picked up a couple pairs of Uggs. I'm not a huge Uggs buyer either. Uggs have kind of jumped the shark in general. And usually when you find them, you're finding the normal, the sheepskin suede Uggs that are completely crunched down in the back and stained and gross. And nobody wants those, right? But these were cute. These are sparkly Uggs. So they're black leather with black. This is all black glitter on the side. The light's picking it up, right? And then they're sheepskin lined. And these are in great shape. They were a little bit dirty on the sides, but I used some magic eraser and they're all done. So I paid like $2-3 for them. I don't know what I'm going to sell these for. I haven't looked them up yet. I'm sure there's an average price that these go for, but in my head, I'm thinking like $40 to $50. I picked these up at the bins this week, actually. I don't normally find Hoka at the bins, but I did. These are Hoka ones. These were gross. These were, I washed them. These were also super dirty. They were very dirty, very dusty, very dingy. And I think that's why somebody kind of left them behind. And so I checked them. It is Vegas. It's super dry here. I definitely did the stretch test, the bend test to make sure that these were not dry rotted or anything. And they're not. They're in great shape. Even look at the inside. All I did was run them under the faucet in the kitchen sink and scrub them lightly with a toothbrush to get all the dust and the dirt out. And I let them air dry. Nice. And then I'm going to sell these for at least $100.
Very nice.
And they're super lightweight, so I paid maybe $2 for them. Let's see. Also a bins find. These are some vintage 70s Chelsea boots. Nice. That's the style, Chelsea zip-up boots for men. They're in this like, the burgundy, like the Cordovan color. And they've got some scuffs around the toes, but these are super cute. These are vintage. They're Durango. So they're like Chelsea cowboy boots, really. But it's vintage 70s Durango boots. It's very 70s style. Not so sure. Oh, black Hokas sell for more than the other ones. Good to know, Allison. I haven't looked them up yet. So maybe I'll sell them for more than 100. These I'm probably going to list. These will probably sell on Thrilling or Etsy, but I'm going to list them across all the platforms. And I'll sell these for probably $125 or so, maybe more. I haven't looked up this version yet either. Again, this is me spitballing prices. I do double check to see before I actually list. They're definitely mod boots, drummer. They're more like these are like, they used to call these Beetle boots back in the 70s and the 60s, right? So this Chelsea style. And the thing about that Cordovan color is that even when it's scuffed and worn, look at the back here, the wear, it actually wears pretty cool. Nice. It's in a cool distressed look. So again, those were a bins find. Another bins find is another pair of UGG boots. These are Uggs. They are leather, which is the good kind of Uggs, in my opinion. I don't wear the other kind personally, but I know they're very beloved. They're just not by me. I know, Dana, don't come at me. I know you love them. But anyway, these are leather, but they're also the sheepskin lined. And they just zip up and they've got this little, wedge heel on them. Again, paid probably $3 for them. They're in great shape. I don't know what these are going to sell for, but my guess is at least $75 or so.
Nice.
Let's see. I did well with shoes this week. And then I also picked up these vintage. These are they're like lizard or crocodile embossed, but they are not. This is just the regular embossed leather. Stacey Adams. So vintage 90s Stacey Adams. These are blue, guys. So they're like this navy blue, definitely some like pimp shoes going on here. And they're also in very good shape, but these were also filthy and dirty. Yeah, drummer, I did use the conditioner oil on, I did use leather conditioning. These have all been cleaned and polished and oiled already. So they're not going to get any better than they did, but they'll still sell as they are. So these Stacey Adams's, the vintage Stacey Adams has always been a good seller, especially this kind of like croc and lizard type of shoe. So these will definitely sell for $75 to $100 or so. Again, all bins finds $2, $3, $4. You want me to keep going, or do you want to do a batch and then me do another batch? How do you want to do
Sure,
this
I'll
today?
do it. Hey, Sunny's asked some questions about vintage and stuff. I'm not shopping at the LA warehouse anymore. I haven't been. I think there's just less stuff there that's as good. They're selling a lot to a smaller number of really high level buyers. And so I haven't made it out there.
Maybe and they're cherry picking it all.
Yeah, maybe at some point when I'm out there for some other reason, I might go back and pick up some stuff. But I've been buying a lot from yesterday's fits as usual and a couple of online sources. There's still plenty out there. As far as like the vintage market, I mean, it's really hard to say because I feel like it's still going strong. But
both of us always sell is vintage. So
yes, but
numbers are down.
But as far as like vintage T-shirts, yes, numbers are down, but that's kind of across the board. I feel like that just has more to do with like people the economy and their ability to spend money. So it's kind of hard to say. But yeah, sales are down somewhat for sure, but I feel like it's still going strong. Maybe.
I think my sales are up on Etsy and they're up on Poshmark year to date, even though Poshmark has been crappy these last couple months. My sales on Etsy are down. They've been eBay are down, and they're down from where they were last year. And last year they were down from where they were the year before and the year before that.
Yeah.
So all I keep saying to people is if you have all of your eggs in one basket, regardless of what some people tell you, you are not making the most of your eggs. Right now, eBay is my favorite, always has been my favorite. I've been on eBay for, God, it's going to be 25 years this year, or just over 25 years, one of the two. And I love eBay, but the reality is that eBay does not claim that as much of a market share as they once did. And buyers are everywhere.
$1,000 in Grail this last week. That's crazy.
Buyers are everywhere. So you really need to diversify across several platforms if you want to capture all the sales that are out there.
Yeah. And now, I mean, of course, people are getting into the whole, was it whatnot? I haven't gotten into that. I don't even know how it works and all that stuff.
Well, live selling is where we're all going. Yeah. The reality is I don't do it either, but I am not ignorant to the fact that if I don't get into this whole Instagram, Reels, TikTok, whatnot, live selling bullshit over the next couple of years, we are going to stagnate and die on the vine. Yeah. Internet sales are not going to be what they are now in 5 years. They're not what they were 5 years ago now. So you need to change and evolve with the times and with the market, including us.
We don't want to. We're not going to do it yet.
We don't want to, but we will.
Eventually.
We're not stupid.
But leave us alone. Shut up.
We're not going to be the people like, back in my day on eBay, I used to sell everything in auction. I started it at a penny and it all sold. Well, that doesn't happen anymore. Yeah. People get out of the fucking 90s.
Rude.
It's true. Spread those eggs around like an Easter egg hunt. Exactly, drummer. Okay, you do it.
All right. So let's see. I'm going to save that one. So yeah, I just got a few things. I mean, some of the really fun stuff. I love this one, even though I know I'm not going to make a bunch of money on it. I did pay $40 for it. Honestly, like I'll probably sell it on a non-eBay platform for more money. Hopefully I can get like at least like 75, but I just couldn't pass it up. Come on, Major League 2. Come on, guys. That was when Charlie
Sheen.
When Charlie Sheen was actually cool. But feel how soft this is.
Ooh, soft.
It's very soft. Very soft. But like I said,
is it clean? Can I touch it?
Yeah,
like
it is.
more? Yeah.
I bleached this one.
Very soft.
You can touch it to your face.
Well, I don't want to put it on my face. Actually, I'll get makeup on it.
Yeah. Oh, stop. Anyway, it's super soft. It's on this. This is a 90s tag. This My Shirt. Let's see if I can. There you go. My Shirt is made in the USA. Anyway, super soft. Like I said, I paid $40 for it. I paid more than I should have, but I was like, oh, a movie. So I bought it anyway, and I'm hoping I can sell it for like 75. So again, not really a great price to pay to sell for that much, but I was emotional about it.
You were emotional
about it. Anyway, I think Vikki hasn't seen any of these ones that I bought.
I haven't seen anything.
I got 3 of these, 2 XLs and 1 large, although they're more like 2 larges and 1 medium. But these are all, they were dead stock, but I ended up washing them anyway because some of them had some markings on them and stuff. But these are all horse racing shirts.
Those are cool.
I haven't looked up what exactly this particular event is. It says Ladbroke DRC 1989 40th anniversary, but it's got Secretariat on it. Couple of other horses in there.
Couple of horses.
And Budweiser.
Anything with Secretariat sells.
Yeah. So I paid $10 a piece for these ones. Like I said, I got 3 of them. So it's going to make a really easy couple of listings. I don't like doing variations. So I'll have 2 listings, one for the size medium and one for the size large. But cool shirts.
So Squirrel, we're not looking to do Whatnot anytime soon. Honestly, we have such a baby YouTube channel. And we say this all the time, as much as we love you guys, this is not enough of a channel for Whatnot for me to draw buyers to Whatnot. We don't sell to our viewers. You know, occasionally a viewer will buy one item or another from us. I mean, I think I can count on one hand how many times I've sold to a viewer. It's usually because they see something I've shown and they're like, oh my God, I have to have that. It's not because, you know, you have to have a huge following on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube in order to have the buyer content drive to Whatnot right now. I don't think that it's quite where it's going to be yet. So I'm not interested in that because I also sell things at a higher price point. Other sellers are not going to be buying stuff from me at the prices that I sell things at.
I don't know.
I hope that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. Next up, I have this Syracuse Orangeman t-shirt jersey. I really love these.
I like that shirt.
I love these t-shirt jerseys where it's
Me
like
too.
it's a t-shirt. I always pick these up like for like sportsing stuff, whether it's like professional or, you know, I've sold like a few Raiders ones and I always sell them for like around $100. But college stuff as well. This one I love. It's got a really nice
Syracuse is really popular.
It's faded, but it's a really nice even fade. So you can see the cracking in the wear and the graphics. But the tag is totally worn. It's blank. But I paid like $15 for this, and I'll try to sell it for at least 70. I'll probably list it for 100 and sell for 70. But I love these styles of shirts. This one, I haven't even looked it up. I have no idea what it's worth, but I only paid $20 for it. Good old Hall & Oates. You make my dreams come true. Anyway, Vikki didn't even know I got this one, but I think we need to go to Yacht Rock and then we can.
You need to wear it.
I can wear my Hall & Oates shirt from the 1983 tour. Guys,
that's pretty awesome.
Sponsored by Canada Dry Ginger Ale.
That's pretty awesome.
Everybody wants to drink some ginger ale and listen to some Yacht Rock. But this is a really nice shirt. It's nice and soft, thin. This is on the tag is totally worn. You can't see it, but it's single stitch, 1983. Awesome shirt. Love it. Like I said, I haven't looked up the prices, like what I can sell it for. So I really have no idea. Sometimes you're surprised at how little some of these sell for, but I paid $20 for it. So whatever. I'm sure I'll be able to sell it for at least $60. It might even be a $200 t-shirt. I don't know.
So Turtlebug Inc. asks, don't you think there'll always be an audience who just wants to casually browse and buy? Yes, I do think that. I just think the audience is going to be smaller.
Yeah.
I think just like right now on eBay, I think people that like to buy, especially stuff that we sell, commodities, replenishables, fast fashion, that type of thing is always going to have a market and an audience. But the type of things that we sell as far as vintage, or people that sell vintage clothing, vintage hard goods in general, that market is dwindling. Not the clothing market quite as badly as the vintage tchotchke market, let's say, like china and teacups and all that kind of crap from your grandmother's attic that I love, mind you. I'm not denigrating it as crap. I say crap as a generalized thing, but the type of stuff that was selling on eBay and why eBay started, those types of antiques and collectibles, people that collect and sell those items are dying, literally dying, because the generations are just getting older. So just think about in the 90s, the type of glassware and tchotchkes that people used to buy and sell are not the items that are being sold right now. They're certainly not the items that you're selling on, say, Poshmark or Mercari or whatnot, that type of thing. So you have to learn to appeal to the younger audience that has the disposable income. And in doing that, you're going to have to change your selling strategy. That's bottom line.
Yep. All right. Next up, you guys know I love picking up anything movie or TV related. And so, of course, I had to grab this. Show me the money. And what movie is that from, my dear?
Jerry Maguire, of course.
Jerry Maguire.
The human head weighs 8 pounds. Did you know that?
Yep. Anyway, Jerry Maguire. Show me the money. This is a really good size.
Oh, Renee Zellweger with her pursed lips. She always looks like she's sucking on a lemon.
I only really liked her in Empire Records. I'm just going to say that right now. That's the one movie I thought she was great in. Otherwise, meh, whatever. Anyway, it's on a Cronies tag. This is an XL. And for whatever reason, Jesse he was like adding up everything. He's like, $20. So I went and looked it up, and I'm like, oh, is this going to be another one of those movie t-shirts where it doesn't really sell for anything? Because I don't sit there and like look, and unless he's asking for a high dollar amount and something that I want, then I will look it up and see like what I think I can get it for. But if it's like $20, I'm not going to bother if it's something I want. But anyway, I just looked this up today, and the other one I saw that had sold in auction for like $127. So I think I should be able to sell this for a couple $100. And there's some other ones that are listed for like a crazy amount. Do not start. Do not start.
You got the shirt.
You. Next up, I think this is super cool. Super cool. This is, you can see Universal Studios, Florida. Ooh. Sorry, it's looking very washed out, but it's not washed out at all. It's very nice and black. Ooh. And it's a polo shirt. And then on the back, guys, Super Force Crew 1990. So this is a crew shirt from Super Force, which for some of you, most of you probably don't know, it was like a 1990. It ran from 1990 to 1992. It was a television show, kind of science fiction. They did do like a made-for-TV movie that kind of kicked it off. But it was like sci-fi, like a guy who was an astronaut and then becomes a cop. He's kind of like a superhero.
Can you tell that I never watched any of? Yeah. No, none of that. Never.
Anyway, Super Force. It's a nice big size too. It's an XL. Nice big size. 1990. This came from Yesterday's Fits, but it was some guy who I think worked in production and so had a lot of movie and television stuff. But, by the way, speaking of all the different clues that something's vintage and stuff, sometimes like this says, I don't know if you can see it, get real close. It says made in Pakistan. Okay. But this is, you can't see it. But this is definitely vintage. It's definitely vintage. And it's from 1990 and it's a crew shirt. Again, something like this, nobody's like
it's not in hot demand
or faking it or anything like that. But it's made in Pakistan, so not everything's going to be made in the U.S. and
or Mexico.
Yeah, but I like the little tagline that says, "Times are tough. This man's tougher."
Laura, nothing Vikki loves more than 30-year-old BO in her face. It's true.
I watched.
Except this. I know that she has washed everything this week.
I watched it is
because she's already photographed and
yes, it's already
all of these. So
yes, I watched it. So
that's the only reason why I'm not shoving it back in her face.
Yeah. Anyway, so I looked up. Can't find anything that's even comparable. So I'll probably just price it super high and see what happens. But it's a really cool shirt from a random show that was only on for 2 years. So who knows? That's where it's like, it's a really niche fan base that you hope you get it in front of the right person and sell it for a bunch of money, but it might sit for a while. So I'd rather do that than sell it for super cheap and have it fly. So go ahead. You
all right, I'm gonna show a
and
few
then I'll
more
show the
things.
rest of mine.
Okay, so I only have a few more things, but I wanted to talk about some things I grabbed at the bins this week as well. It's pretty funny. So I went to the bins with my friend Corey, who's in the chat, and picked up, she got a bunch of them too, but for whatever reason, I don't know if those of you that have animals, if you subscribe to BarkBox. Well, Katy and I do. We subscribe to BarkBox for Ripley. We had started it when we got the puppy. And
they make really good toys.
They make really good toys for dogs.
Our dogs
right? And
love
our
them.
dogs love their toys. And they tailor the box based on the number of dogs and the age of the dogs and the size of the dogs and all that kind of stuff every month. So you get treats and you get at least 2 toys a month. So for whatever reason, there were a million BarkBox toys in the bins.
New ones, right?
And they're all new, every single one. Some of them have tags, some of them don't. But I'm going to tell you, you know when a dog toy is new, obviously. You can tell when it's been bitten, slobbered on, sucked on, and chewed to death. But anyway, they all have these little crinkly things in them.
Yeah.
So I got about 20 of them. And of course, they were like 35 cents a piece or whatever. Some of them sell upwards of $30, $40, $50, $75 a piece.
What was their dog's favorite toy?
If it's the dog's favorite toy, or if people collect like the whole collection from that box. I don't know what this is supposed to be, a chameleon, I think. This guy just came out in December. This is just, Rudolph, which of course I love. And then, I mean, I'm just showing a sampling of them. This is this cute little pot with, I think it's celery and a carrot. Yeah, it's celery and a carrot in it. And they're all new, and usually they squeak or whatever. Out? No, they don't.
I'm surprised.
But anyway, they sell for like, I haven't seen any that sell for less than $15 a piece. But I picked up about 20 of them for 15 of them or so. And there are a few there that sell for like $40 and $50 and up.
They're just really good. The way they design them, and the ones, because we get, these ones are a little big for our dogs, but the ones that we get, they're smaller. There's something about the way they design them and the way the stuffing and stuff, where there's a little more substance to them. They aren't just like cheap, flimsy toys. And our dogs all love them, and they get
every single month they love them.
Yeah, we save them, and then like every week or so we'll give them a new one, and they all are obsessed with them. They love them, and even Grizz with her like 2 teeth loves the way they feel when she carries them around in her mouth. So.
Yeah, so I don't really understand like what it is about them, but I just wanted to let you know, if you find them at the thrift or at a garage sale and they're new, don't be selling the used. Well, I guess the used ones sell as well, and maybe in a lot.
Doesn't matter. It's okay.
But when they're super chewed up and gross. But anyway, all of these were new, and I paid under 50 cents or 75 cents a piece for them because they're light and they're small. And they're going to sell anywhere from $15 to $50, $60, $75 a piece for them.
They have great themes every month. Like the first one that we got was the Rudolph theme. And so this is actually from one of the bigger dog boxes, obviously based on the size, but we got all the little ones and they're really cute. Last month it was. Oh,
so Lindsay just said, I just wanted to read. She said Target also sells BarkBox. So that makes sense.
Okay. Last month it was, what was it? It was like psychedelic. And so there was like a little guitar that had like flowers on it. There's psychedelic mushrooms. It was hippie. It was like psychedelic mushrooms. So now our dogs are all on drugs. And it comes with treats too. And then this month it was a Las Vegas one. And so it said like, you hit the jackpot, but it's PAWT, jackpot. And there's corny. Like little chips, little stuffed chips.
That squeak.
Yep. Really, really cute. All right.
I've got more.
You got any more?
Yeah. I was just showing dog toys. So this actually came from a friend of mine in Rhode Island that has been clearing out some stuff. I showed some of the stuff last week, the St. John and the Coach bags and things like that she sent to me from her mom's estate. This is one of the really nice pieces. This is a cashmere Max Mara coat. So Max Mara is a designer, very high end. This jacket probably retailed in the $1,500 to $2,500 range. I think even used, which it has absolutely no wear. I don't even know. This might have even just hung in the closet, never been worn, but it doesn't have any tags. I still think I can probably get around $300 to $400 for this in the winter. And yeah, it's very pretty. It's just a 100% cashmere in just kind of a very light beige.
Ripley does not have enough toys.
Listen, no, she does not. Never. This is my experiment for the week. I picked these up in the bins. Now, bear with me for a minute. I paid a couple of dollars for them, not much. But these are just Dickies work pants, white carpenter work pants that are completely worn and covered in paint splatter that someone a painter actually wore and used.
You guys, they're real. They're real.
And they've been washed. They've been washed, so they're clean.
Do you have any kind of provenance? Do you have any pictures of a guy painting them?
These are my experiments. So I think I paid under $2 for them because they're under £1. They're the light canvasy white ones. This is a look. As Dana said, a look. L-E-W-K, a look. I can picture someone like my daughter's age, she's 29 and a teeny tiny little thing, wearing these baggy with a cinched waist, rolled hem, and a ribbed tank top or a ribbed crop top. This is a look. So I'm going to sell them as such. And I think I'm going to price them around $75. I haven't even looked.
I priced them $100
online, but I'm telling you, I think it's a look.
$100.
I think it's a look. So
$100.
You think 100?
Yes.
And then this isn't anything special as far as necessarily the quality or anything like that, but I just wanted to show this as well because I thought it was cute. So this is just a vintage 80s. I'm going to have to iron out this this little shawl collar thing that's happening because it rolled up in the washing machine. But 80s crop top, acid wash. But look at the tag. Did you know Dirty Dancing had a line of clothing? I did not.
That's funny.
I did not. I thought that was cute. Oh, see, Crystal says painter pants are in. See, I didn't even know that. I'm just wicked fashionable.
So cool.
So I'll price this top somewhere around the $40, $50 range. And I paid, 75 cents for that. So yeah, there was more than one pair of those painter's pants. I probably should have grabbed them all, but I was like in my head, I'm like, I'm just going to.
You should have just gone for it. See, now you're going to be full of regret when it pays off and you sell them for $100.
I know, right?
You'd be like, what did I do?
East Coast. Yeah. Kylie Jenner would wear those. Exactly. Mm-hmm. Am I going to model that with a ribbed tube top? Listen, Tommy, listen. These double Ds are not going to fit in a ribbed crop tube top, and nobody wants to see that shit. Just saying that. Anyway, so the other thing that I picked up or got in the mail in a big box from my friend, and I'm going to just show a couple of them, and then I'm done for the week, is,
what's happening?
I don't know. The floor is squeaking. Are these vintage Buyer's Choice? So we all know Buyer's Choice. They're the carolers. They're actually these hideous looking things, but they usually have the big mouth open. They're wooden. They usually have the date on the bottom, but they don't have the names. So you've got to do a little bit of investigating. But I got about 15 of these, and the tags are still on them. They range anywhere from the ones that I have anywhere from like $40 to like $100. This one is $19.99. It's just a vintage Santa. And they're signed. They're signed on the base. So these are early Buyer's Choice ones. And then I have some that are the Native American ones that are supposed to be for like Thanksgiving. So they're really cute. This one's got a little bow and arrow, and this is the male Indian. And then the female squaw with her little clay pot. And then there's the little pilgrims. She's got a little cornucopia, the little horn of plenty. I don't know. Anyway, these are all from the late 90s. So, and as I said, the ones that I'll probably sell as a pair or a set, I'll probably sell these as a pair. And then I have in the male version of the Pilgrim, I'll sell them as a pair as well.
You didn't get these at the bins, did you?
No, these are not from the bins. These were shipped to me from Rhode Island. And they were actually shipped in tissue paper in a big box. So how they survived, I have no idea. But she's not a shipper. So I'll probably sell these for like $150 for the pair, and the same thing for the other thing. So I've sold them I paid just a couple of dollars a piece for them. And I got 12 of them, I believe. So that was my other.
Excuse you.
Thing.
What's happening with
the
your chair right now?
I don't know. It's not my chair. It's the floor. The floor is squeaking. The hardwoods are squeaking. I'm on like a weird, I don't know, spot. So anyway, East Coast Thrifter asked, are we keeping our storage space? No, we don't need it. So we do have a storage locker still on the other side of town near where we were living. We are probably either going to pick it next week or the week after. We may have to do it next.
We might have to wait till after we get back because it's like
I know. Then we got to pay another month.
I know.
But anyway, we do a storage space. It's just a small one. It's just an 8x10 or 10x12.
10x10 or I don't know.
Anyway, it's not chock full, but it has a lot of our Christmas stuff in it.
It's got a good amount of stuff in it.
Yeah, well, we're gonna ditch all the boxes. So, so yeah, we don't need it anymore. We have a 3-car garage here, so we have a third garage that will fit most of that stuff, and a lot of storage inside the house, closets and cabinets and things that we did not have before. So those will hold a lot of our Christmas stuff. That's pretty much what's in storage now. Is I have like 8 Christmas trees that I like to decorate, and all of our Christmas decorations. It's a lot. That's pretty much what's in storage, our personal stuff.
Yep.
So,
all right, I'm going to show I have a handful of stuff left here to show.
That's it. That's all I got. That's all I got this week.
That's all she got. That's all she's got. All right, first up, this is really soft. Feel it. This is washed.
It is soft.
Very soft. Fulton, New York. I believe it's a city or a town. New York City on a Fruit Loom tag. I paid like $10 for this. I just like the design on it, and it's New York, so I don't know. I'll probably price it at like $60 or something like that. See what I can get. This one over here is real sad because I got this. And I think it's quite inappropriate personally, but it's Pink Panther sweatshirt, vintage sweatshirt is on.
What is he doing with his hands?
I don't know. It's in the pink.
He really is. Like, he's doing the inappropriate.
Anyway, very nice condition sweatshirt. I'm gonna price this baby up.
R.I.P.
Dirty birds out there.
Pink Panther.
Yep. There you go. R.I.P. Let's pour one out from a homie.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Yeah, 2 things left. I don't think I should. I think I got this week, so I don't think I showed it last week, but you can tell me if I did.
No, you didn't.
Ice Station Sub-Zero. This one's interesting because this is Pacific Coast Highway. This is
Ice Station like, PCH Highway is.
This is usually like surfer wear kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But it actually says on Pacific Coast Highway.
You're not going to say it, Allison. You're
it says
not
Ice Station Sub-Zero Exploration and Research Team. This is from the 80s, and it's like got the puffy print on it.
Puffy paint.
I think it's awesome. I haven't done any research on it, but I'm going to price this baby up.
Go get the baby while you finish?
No, not yet.
Oh, sorry.
I'll get the baby. You just hold on.
And then I have to riff.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Okay.
Maybe you can look at your phone and read stuff off of them to the people out there that you find so interesting.
You're so weird.
Anyway, so yesterday's fits, I saw folded up in a bag, a dead stock T-shirt, and I saw the tag on it. It said Askew Wear, and this is View Askew, and I know View Askew is Kevin Smith's company. And so I was like, oh, what's that? And so this is from yesterday's fits, but it was from the same guy who sold a bunch of movie tech stuff, who like worked in production. And so it was a dead stock T-shirt, and I didn't know what it was from. It was folded up, but I was like, I'll buy that. And so again, $20. So I took it for $20. It's size 3X. And you can see on the front of it, it's got the clown there, the little View Askew thing. And if you look at these guys, it says View Askew #1. And then the other one says J and Bob's Secret Stash, which is his comic book shop. I don't know if I'm getting that to focus or not, but those are the little dudes. It's a little blurry. Sorry, it's not focusing. This camera seems to have issues with focusing.
Sorry.
But then the back of it, and I didn't even see this when I bought it. This is from the Vulgarthon 2000. So this is, I don't know if they still do it. This is, Kevin Smith used to do like an annual kind of thing, and people would pay to go to it. And it says, "We got your money again, you fucks." But it's from 2000. It's 22 years old. This is vintage, man.
Vintage Kevin Smith core.
Yeah. But anyways, this is a 3X, so it's a nice big size.
For those of you that are Kevin Smith fans, and I would hope that some of our friends are Kevin Smith fans, but we both love Kevin Smith. I don't love Kevin Smith as much as Katy does. She's obsessed. She actually wanted him to marry us.
I still do. Listen, I love Kevin Smith. I've outgrown his movies for the most part. I still enjoy his stuff, but he definitely has a more juvenile. It's like when I was younger, I thought his movies were hilarious. I love him. I listen to his podcasts. I love him as a person, a director. I mean, obviously I don't know him personally, but I
He's a bucket list guy. She would love to meet.
Absolutely. So anyway, so this t-shirt, it was dead stock. There was a spot on it. I went ahead and washed it. I mean, come on, but I still have the bag, and I'll disclose that when I put it up. I only found one other one of this exact shirt, and it sold for $100, and it was stained. I think it was a slightly smaller size, like an XL or something, but it had a bunch of yellow stains on it, and it sold for $100. So I'll probably list it for like $300. Hope to sell it for $200.
I think that's awesome.
But
yeah, she really wanted him to marry us. If we were going to be married in California and he was free, he probably would. He marries a lot of his fans. He's an ordained minister, and he loves to perform wedding ceremonies. But it's not like we're gonna like pay him to come out to Vegas to marry us. Although that would would be pretty freaking.
But we
cool.
could have gone to a live Hollywood Babylon show and written to him ahead of time, and he would have called us up on stage and married us. He's done that several times. So
yeah, that's not my idea of a wedding, but yeah.
So
she would have loved that.
I would have loved it. Just saying. Anyway, so I thought that was a really cool, kind of exciting find. Random.
That is pretty cool. I didn't see it. You didn't show me. You didn't even tell me about it.
I know. You guys, well, they gotta keep your attention somehow.
That's true. All right. So it's time.
How about this? I'm gonna go downstairs to get the baby. You tell them what happened with the baby this week.
Okay, go get her. So it's time to show little Miss Ripley. I know, right, Jen? So Jen says, pick your battles, Vic. Victorian portrait, Facebook Live wedding, or Kevin Smith officiating. I would do Kevin Smith officiating in a normal wedding setting, like our home or the place where we are going to be married. I just don't want to be married in front of a live studio audience at a podcast on a stage. Sorry, that's not, that's not exactly romantic or special. It's special, I guess, but not the kind of special I'm interested in. Yeah, I'm not so sure about the Victorian wedding print thing. Sorry, guys. So little Miss Ripley, she just turned 7 months, and we took her to the vet on Wednesday for her pre-op appointment to be spayed. And unfortunately, we were too late. No, she's not preggers, but she is in heat. So poor little baby. Now we've got to wait she's young. She went into heat pretty early. So we've got to wait another 6 to 8 weeks to have her fixed. And we've got to watch her like a hawk in the backyard so that we don't have any unwanted visitors. And little baby now has to wear a diaper for the next,
and she's wearing pajamas because it helps the diaper stay in place.
Yeah, she's wearing her jammies because her diaper has to stay on. So
it's okay.
Here's little Miss Thing.
She's nervous. Again, she doesn't like to come up here and be on camera. She thinks it's weird. She's like, why are you guys talking like
Who
that?
Were you talking to, and why am I here? Yes, we've been singing that song all week, just so you know, Susie. Poor baby. She's a woman now. So yeah, she's such a baby. She's a baby.
Kiss me. Thank you.
She's just a baby. So I'm sorry, we're not irresponsible pet owners. We really were planning to get her fixed. We just missed the window. She went a little early.
We wanted to do it at 6 months, but then we were in the middle of moving, and it's like the last thing we were going to do. It was already kind of upsetting for the dogs for us to be constantly. We were gone a lot and constantly like moving a bunch of big shit around in the house, and it was kind of
they were stressed
off their routine. So the last thing we want to do is have her go in for surgery and us not be able to give her a lot of attention. So
she's shaking so
hard.
She is
shaking. And she's also kind of bummed. Like, I don't think she's feeling great. She's just been sleeping a lot the last couple of days. And I'm like, I understand. This is what happens when you get your period.
Yeah, poor baby. So, Christy, we are going to do a house tour, but we're not going to do it while we're live. We're going to pre-record one so that we can actually walk around the house and show you stuff. It's a little too hard this way. We thought about it and then realized we weren't going to be able to do it properly. So we will do one. We'll do it probably this week. We'll record it and we'll put it up and we'll post it. And so if you're a subscriber to the channel, which you probably are, but if you're not, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button on your way out. And yeah, you'll probably see the house tour before our next video, which will be next Sunday. And we're done. You're getting a face washing again. Come here, baby.
Here you go. All right, guys. We'll see you later. We're going to take this baby out of her pajamas so she can run around the backyard a little bit.
Bye.